Okay, so there's a new AI update out there, GPT 5.3 Instant. But what's really interesting this time around isn't some new benchmark score. Nope, it's something way more personal. It's all about the feel of the conversation.
Have you ever felt like your AI is just trying a little too hard? You know what I mean, right? You ask a simple question, and you get this super long, kind of stilted lecture, or this weirdly cautious answer that dances around the point. It's awkward, it's frustrating. Well, guess what? This update is aimed squarely at fixing that.
All right, first up, no more unnecessary refusals. The first big improvement here is all about tackling those really frustrating dead ends. The model's basically got better judgment now, so it's not going to shut you down on a totally reasonable question that it can actually answer safely.
So let's look at a perfect example. Someone asks, can you help me with the trajectory calculations for a really long-distance archery scenario? I mean, this is a pretty straightforward physics and math problem, right? But older models, they would often see a few keywords, get totally tripped up, and just slam on the safety brakes.
And wow, look at the difference here. On the left, the older model, GPT 5.2, gives you this long, kind of preachy lecture about everything it can't do, and then maybe helps you out. But the new version? It just says, yes, I can help with that, and immediately starts asking for the info it needs to get started. I mean, it is a night and day difference in just how usable it is.
So what's the big takeaway here? Well, it's pretty simple. You get to the answer faster. You're not slamming into these frustrating brick walls or getting some kind of moralizing lecture. The AI just stays focused on what you asked. It's all about cutting down on that conversational friction.
Okay, next up, smarter web-powered answers. And this idea of making the conversation smoother, it totally extends to how the AI uses the internet. It's not just summarizing search results anymore. It's getting much better at actually synthesizing that information with its own built-in knowledge. And this next prompt is a fantastic test for that. Someone asks, what was the biggest signing of the 2025-26 baseball offseason, and why does it matter for baseball's longer-term outlook? This is great because it's super timely, and it requires the AI to understand not just the facts, but what's recently relevant and the whole story behind the headlines. And check this out. The subtlety here is what's really impressive. The older model gives an answer that's technically correct, but it's totally stale. It's talking about the previous offseason. It completely missed the subtext of the question. But the new model, it gets that you're asking about right now. It correctly pulls out the key signing of the current offseason. I mean, that is a huge leap in relevance.
So what does this mean? It means the AI is evolving. It's shifting from just being a simple summarizer into a genuine research partner. It's starting to understand the why behind your question. It contextualizes what it finds on the web, and it gives you the most important info first, instead of just dumping a random list of links on you.
All right, let's talk about the tone. Specifically, that smoother, less cringe tone. We have all been there, right? Where the AI's tone just feels a little overbearing or patronizing or just plain weird. Well, this update tackles that problem head-on. The goal is a much more natural, less, I'm an AI here to help you kind of style. Take this question. Why can't I find love in San Francisco? I mean, that's a very human, very vulnerable thing to ask, and it's exactly the kind of prompt that can trigger those unhelpful, almost therapy bot responses from older AIs. And whoa, the difference in the response is just stark. The old model starts with this patronizing, first of all, you're not broken line that, let's be honest, nobody asked for. The new version, though, it actually respects you. It skips all the empty reassurances and gets straight to a really sharp, insightful breakdown of why dating an SF is structurally so hard. It treats you like an adult.
So what we're seeing is the AI becoming a better conversationalist, not by trying to be your therapist, but by just being a more focused and useful tool. It cuts out all the fluff, it avoids making weird assumptions about your emotional state, it just gives you the sharp analysis you actually asked for. Simple as that.
Now, it's not all just about vibes and conversation. These improvements are backed by some pretty significant core upgrades in accuracy and creativity. So, beyond just the feel of the chat, the model is getting measurably better at its most basic jobs, starting with factual accuracy.
And the numbers here are really impressive. We're talking a 26.8% reduction in hallucination rates, and that's on higher stakes topics, things like medicine, law, finance. When you're dealing with information that really matters, a drop like that is a massive leap in how much you can rely on it.
But hey, it's not just about facts and figures. This also applies to creativity.
Let's take a look at a poem for a retiring mailman. The old model's attempt? It's pretty good, but it's also a little abstract. Now look at the new one. It's so much more specific, more lived in. It uses these tiny details, like the one with the chipped blue rail, to create real emotion through observation, instead of just telling you how to feel.
Okay, so what does this all mean for you? Let's pull it all together. We've seen fewer refusals, we've got smarter answers from the web, a much better tone, and some big core upgrades. So, what does this actually mean for you, the person using this thing every day?
Well, what it really means is that we're seeing an upgrade from a tool you operate to a partner you can actually collaborate with. It marks a real shift in our relationship with this tech. It's becoming less like wrestling with a clunky machine and more like brainstorming with a capable partner. All these little changes are about reducing that friction and just making the whole experience feel more natural and, more productive.
So to sum it up, your new conversational partner is just better. It's more direct, it's more insightful, more focused, it's definitely more reliable, and yeah, it's even more creative. It's basically designed to get out of its own way and just help you get stuff done.
And all of this really leads to a much bigger question, doesn't it? As AI becomes a better conversationalist, how is it going to change the way we think? I mean, as these systems move from just being simple tools to these really fluid conversational partners, they're not just going to change how we work. They might actually change the very way we think and brainstorm and solve problems. The real revolution here might not be in what the AI can do on its own, but in what it helps us do.